public shareholding. So I think I always wear that hat. What is good for the company comes first. And that happened many times. When I had to step down as managing director about 2.5 years back, I wore the same hat. I said that if the current MD came to me saying that, okay, I'm getting a lot of options, but I would like to continue here. I never thought of stepping down maybe 2.5 years back. I thought I'll step down when I'm more older. But I went back to the board and said that can we afford to lose the current incumbent? And the answer was no. So it was good for the company. So I had to step down. So many times you have these conflicts. Even when it comes to, I think many times we have employees who are loyal employees. You have done extremely well at certain stage in your journey, but they are no more effective today. Normally the tendency is he has been so good to me, we should ask him to continue. But is it good for the company? The answer is no. Because if we have weak links in the chain, especially at senior and top levels, it demotivates the other team members. And multiple times I have taken steps to ask that person to go, not to be on the roads, but give him a damn good deal. Tell them that, okay, you will take time, 6 months, 1 year, but it's time for you to now move on, because the organization needs a better quality talent to grow. So again, go back to the governance mechanism. What is good for the organization comes first, not good for the promoters or any other stakeholder, wherever there is a doubt comes next. In that context, my son attends board meetings. He's being groomed to be on the board, and I think I'm also grooming him to be the chairman of the company. So he need not be the MD, but he can still be the chairman. So I think that would be my answer to continuity in terms of board role.
Harsh, I would like to know from you, you have got a tremendous name in the corporate world. You have really done something which very few people can even dream. I want to know what is the toughest decision you have taken when there was a crisis management. I would like if you can share with us.
I think the most tough decision, if you ask me, I have handled, it took me years to convince, was formation of Marico. It was a part of Mariwala Industries. It was, at that time, my father, my uncles, 3 uncles, 4 of them, and then my 4 of my cousins, they joined business, and me, so 9 of us in the same company. And there was so much of family within the organization. And I said that if the business had to grow, it had to be a different company, because being in one company with so many family members and all 3 businesses not having any synergy is just tying me down in terms of growth, in terms of allocation of resources, attraction of talent. And it took me almost 3 years to convince the family. It was not a financial separation. So when Marico took over the Mariwala Industries Consumer Products Division, which formed almost 80% of the turnover of Mariwala Industries and more than 100% of profits, it was just a management separation where I took over as MD, and the financial stakes remained the same, which was 25% each, my father and 3 brothers. But that was a tough, very, very tough decision. And to me, if I had not taken that decision, to me that has been the most important decision and the most toughest decision in my life.
Yeah, good evening, Mr. Mariwala. You have invested in many startups. So I'd like to know, what do you look at while investing in startups? And which all sector in future would you be keen to invest in, according to you? Thanks.
See, my son is looking after the family office, so I don't get into day-to-day of startups, but he has invested in some organizations, not so many startups, I think early stage funding. Startups, very few, I don't think so, but early stage funding on his own, we used to invest in companies like Nika and many others. And some of them we ride on the base of some other venture capitalists investing, because we have networks with venture cap. So if somebody else is investing, we ride on that. But startups, I would say very few. But separately, since you raised this, and I just wanted to, and Deepak also had, or somebody else talked about Ascent. This is something which, if there are entrepreneurs in this room, or if you know any entrepreneurs who are who want to learn from other entrepreneurs, I have started this new non-profit initiative, which is completely free. And basically, if you join that organization, the whole objective is peer learning and helping you to scale up. So if you have a certain minimum size, a size of at least 5 crores turnover, and if you're breaking even, you can join Ascent. And I would say that, if you can go to the Ascent website, we have something like 300 members who are currently associated with Ascent. We want to increase it to 1,000. And I must say that they're doing well and they're learning from each other. But I'll just read out their Ascent, www.ascentfoundation.in. You can just go and see the website. And as I said, there is no cost attached to it. I think if you have a good business, you'll have to call for an interview, and then if you pass an interview, then you join Ascent.
Can I suggest that how much is the film in terms of time? We finish the film, and if we have time, we will come back to just two more questions, because he has another engagement elsewhere, and I know that it boils down to penalty on purpose.
नारियल शुद्ध होता है और शुद्धता से शक्ति मिलती है और घर में खुशी आती है। घर बन गया अभी गुड़िया को सुनाती अभी नेक्स्ट टू फेल। अरे ये क्या कर रही हो? क्योंकि ये शुद्ध है। शुद्धता से शक्ति मिलती है और घर में खुशियाँ।
शुद्धता की शक्ति, पैराशूट. Film, I think it had a strong emotional connect because you're leveraging coconut and purity of coconut and auspiciousness of coconut for good occasions, and I think that really had a very good connect with the consumer. And this is the ad film which we showed it to all our field force.
पैराशूट पैराशूट तुमको तेरी कसम तेरी राहों में जहाँ तक लुटा जाएंगे पैराशूट पैराशूट तुमको तेरी कसम तेरी राहों में जहाँ तक लुटा जाएंगे फूल क्या चीज है तेरे कदमों में हम सरनिहार का कलम पर चढ़ा जाएंगे पैराशूट पैराशूट नजर को झुका के ही दम देंगे हम तेरी धरती पे हो जो कदम गैर का उस कदम का निशान तक मिटा देंगे हम उस कदम का निशान तक मिटा देंगे हम जो भी दीवार आएगी अब सामने ठोकरों से उसे हम गिरा जाएंगे पैराशूट पैराशूट तुमको तेरी कसम तेरी राहों में जहाँ तक लुटा जाएंगे फूल क्या चीज है तेरे कदमों में हम सरनिहार का कलम कर चढ़ा जाएंगे पैराशूट पैराशूट
Last two questions. Rahul?
I'm an interloper here, thanks to Deepak, he's invited me here. But I'd like to ask you a question on the ease of doing business in India. We are at very low level. In your own experience, why is it so difficult to do business in India, and have things improved a little bit?
So what was the question?
The ease of doing business in India, from your own experience.
See, luckily the sector we are in, we don't need to go to the government for permission, especially the center. In my whole career, I must have been to Delhi once or twice in government offices, only when they decided to ban exports of coconut oil because there was some shortage. But luckily our sector doesn't have to go to, never had to go to Delhi, and that was a great benefit to us. And most of the cases in our case, except food laws, we've had a fairly, I would say, very good ease of doing business, but I think a lot will depend on the kind of business you are in. If you're in construction, then getting the permission, things like that. So I would reckon that legal area where there will be some problems, but luckily we never had some big legal problems also. But I think the government is taking a lot of steps to improve ease of doing business, and I think it will start reflecting. And I think more importantly, I find that they're creating internal competition within states, which is very good. If they start ranking states in terms of ease of doing business, and if there's an internal healthy competition between states, I think then that itself will ensure that this whole journey will take forward much more. And want to add something?
My question is based on family managed business. Let's say a 20, 30, 40-year-old family owned business running maybe into the second generation, and now the third generation comes in, and as we see, the first generation started on its own, the second generation just stepped in because they had hardly any say, and the new generation, the young generation wants to professionalize it. And at that time, that swing from family to professionalism brings along with it a lot of challenges, not just external, not just family, but also within the organization. Did you also have to face that, and how does one overcome, especially in today's context rather than some years back?
You're absolutely right. This is very, very important. I think first of all, you need to determine what is sound. You need professional, and there has to be first a complete alignment at the family level. If there is a difference of opinion at the family level, then at the drop of a hat, when there is some mistake which a professional has made, that family member will pounce on that other family members who had taken a professional. So there has to be a very, very high degree of alignment within the family saying that we want to professionalize. And many a times I've seen that whenever there's a difference of opinion like this, then you can take a small part of the organization, if you can carve out. Can you allow me this part, which is an independent part, to professionalize? So the stakes are not very big. The other resistance from family, and I went through that, was that professionals are expensive. Can we afford it? So people are regarded as costs, not assets. And when you regard people as costs, then every time I had to, in my own journey, I had to take one person, prove it that that person was worth taking over a period of 6 months, 1 year, and then take one more person. So you had to do it very gradually because of the fact that I myself was not 100% sure, not being a professional or not experienced or nobody to guide me. So my whole expansion went at a little bit gradual pace because of this mindset that people are expensive. But separately, I think you are right that when you have 1, 2, 3 generations, I think the key thing is to have a family council. A family council is very, very important because in a large family, you will always have people with differing abilities, differing ambitions, differing way of doing things. And it's very important that all this is discussed openly and not behind. So what is the approach to elders retiring, what is the approach to newcomers joining, and some youngsters may say, okay, my wife is qualified, can she join the business? There is no right answer, but the family has to find their own answers, which is not only includes joining, exit, but also things like lifestyle, who will be the front of the company in terms of image building, because these kind of things add a lot of complexity to the family business. There's a lot of bickering because he has a better car than me, or he's getting more into press and I'm not getting. So I think it's very important that these issues are dealt proactively at the family level. Otherwise, and we've seen very complex families, families like Cargill family, where there are 150 family members who are there, and they spend a lot of time in ensuring that the family stays united. Even in India, Mariwala family, they have a different model where, every 5 years the person retires, and once you retire, then you no more part of the organization. So there is no right answer, I would say. I think a lot will depend on the family, the members. But what I wanted to say was that I think all these discussed issues should be discussed openly.
I just mentioned here in the crowd we have Prabhu Chandaria. This is a family, I think globally you do about $6 billion business. Is that it's the fourth generation? Sixth generation. It's only family who run these businesses in different continents of the world. And Prabhu, we'll have another session with you. But today, I'm sure there are a lot of people who want to ask questions. Yeah.
One question, first you mentioned about culture building. What's your experience of the same culture building and sustainability between you and the family members for that transfer, and as against the professionals who are also to be, as you say rightly, building the culture? So the process of transfer, is it easier within the family members or with the professional?
See, I started culture building only when Marico was formed. At that time, I was the only person in the company. So the family, I didn't have to deal with those issues. But you're right. Some other family members may have thought it differently. That this is the. But any values and culture has to impact the business, because if you are a service industry, the service orientation is a very important part of your value. Safety could be very important if you're in healthcare. So I think the values have to be decided in terms of what is relevant for the success of the business. In my case, I didn't have anything to do with the family. I had all the freedom to decide the culture of the organization. Because by then, it was understood that I will manage that business. Financially, I'll be held accountable to the family. But I will get independence in terms of managing that business on my own. But that was my way of doing it. That's not the right way. It could be something else also, You've seen many businesses where multiple family members are there, they are thriving. You've seen other areas where two brothers are there, they're fighting like cats and dogs. So there is no right answer, I would say.
One of the observations which I would like to share with you, because I was connected with the Professional Association, Oil Technology Association of India for several years. Major thing when I was interacting with the people from your organization, from the Bombay oil industries, those old days, is they are totally loyal to the organization. And that has been developed, in specifically more important in the case of family business. That is the concern which you people are showing towards your employees. I have interacted with people like Dr. Modak and also like Mr. Manshukani. The loyalty which they are having for the organization is because of the concern which the family is showing towards their professionals. And that is the one which brings the family business to the highest level.
I would just differentiate. I differentiate loyalty and engagement. I like the word engagement. You have to be engaged. And loyalty means that, I also have to, that will continue forever. I think as long as that person is with you, he has to be highly engaged. If you are engaged, then you will behave like an owner,
I know Harsh protecting shareholder value. I'll never forget this. One day at his office, he said, Deepak, I sell Ovaltine also. I had one cup. I said, can I have another one? He said, 10 rupiya lagta hai yaar. So, no, that shows. No. I'll never forget that. That shows the human being. वो अपना shareholder का सोचता है. Seriously. I can say more instances. There's lots of hands going up. Harsh, because there is a vote of thanks, and Dr. Kanodia is going to be our president next year. So he has to get the vote. Can I just say one last question? So we've had there's a lady here. We believe in gender equality also. I guess she's disappeared, so maybe come on quickly. Your chance. Come quickly.
Sam from Entrepreneur Media, Sunil Paul.
Media.
Sam from Entrepreneur Media, I'm Sunil Paul. Just wanted to know what is the criteria when you are selecting a lady person from the family? As you said, there could be a qualified person. When you are in your organization, when you are selecting the person from externally, his experience matters. When it comes to family, there's an ego clash happens. So, what is your solution to that?
Saying how we select people, that's what the question is.
Yeah.
I think a lot will depend on the position and the fitment, what kind of competencies you have which are required for the job. But what I look for every person when I recruit is that you have that inbuilt desire to succeed. You have that fire burning within you, because every person will come through bottlenecks, something will come. But if you have that within you, you will overcome all that. So I look for people who are self-motivated. And okay, you can motivate as manager others, but if you're self-motivated, then you will overcome all your hurdles which are coming in your way.
Harsh, thank you very much. With this, may I request Dr. Kanodia to give the vote of thanks. I just request that if you can just be with us for a few minutes, since you've been so patient.
Thank you, sir. May I request Dr. Kanodia to give the vote of thanks?
Well, I must thank Mariwala for the absolutely brilliant talk that he has given today. When I was asked to give a vote of thanks, I Googled and I found the biggest problem with family-run business is succession. And there were some statistics that were published, which, whatever it was, 33% of the large businesses don't go to the second generation. 12% fail in the third generation, and only 3% go on to the fourth generation. It's a really staggering statistic that I found. I've not known Harsh personally, but I've known Kishore, his cousin, together at MIT. There's a connection there. And I must thank Dilip for the wonderful session that we had today, the presentation he made. And of course, Dilip is here. Dilip Piramali is not here. He's gone. One or two things I'd like to add. I think it touched a crucial point, which is the survival of large enterprises in their family owned. Right? There's a nub of it. It's very important. It might interest you to know that the definition of family owned is when they own the majority shares or controlling interest. There are approximately 1,000 companies in the world with a market cap of 1 billion that are family owned. So it's a very large kind of figure. And the other very interesting statistic is that the rate of return of these enterprises is 2 to 3% more than that of other enterprises. These are very interesting statistics that I found. I'm also staggered to find that of the 20 largest family-owned concerns, 3 are in India. Which is, to me at least, a very surprising kind of fact. And some of the companies that I thought were not family-owned, but are family-owned, include Volkswagen, Roche, Novartis, and I can go on. But the fact of the matter is that it is a formidable method of organizing a business, and they seem to succeed. And the crux of the problem really is what he touched upon so brilliantly: succession, planning, and return. Wonderful. Thank you, Harsh. Great job.
Can I just add that there are actually, in my mind, there are 4 brands which matter in the country, which are actually household brands. There is Dabur, Godrej, Bajaj, and Marico. Hush. And all family owned. The same.
So thank you, Harsh.
I request all the dignitaries to kindly fill up the feedback form and please keep it on receipt and also join in for the high tea. Thank you.